Hello guys, and welcome to my last video of 2025. I just wanted to go over some of the games on the winter Steam sale, just to basically, flag games I think if you haven't got them in your collection, these are games that definitely are worth picking up. If you have seen plenty of Steam sales, you'll know that most of these games you probably own already. But I often forget that we are getting a lot of new players now from either coming over from console or just people getting into gaming for the first time. You know, people maybe have built a computer with their father or their friend, and this is their first port of call. So, yeah, grab the games while they're cheap, and you're going to have games to play the entire year round. So let's start off with an absolute belter. Red Dead Redemption 2, 80% off at $19.99. This game is one of my favourite games of all time. Rockstar really did break the mold when they made this one. It's essentially a Wild West simulator, and the attention to detail is off the chart. You've got hair physics, you've got horses, their nutsack will retract when they enter cold water, you've got blood stains on your clothes from hunting, you've got all kinds of just amazing attention to detail. The dialogue is really good. It just feels like a good open world to play, and there's tons of secrets. Trust me, if you've got a half decent PC, this is an absolute must. And for 20 quid, the amount of gaming you get is off the chart. Next up is Arkham Knight. Now, the Arkham series has always had really good games, an amazing combat system, and it made you feel like Batman. Now, most people, I would say, consider the first Arkham game to be the classic, the ones to go to, but I personally like Arkham Knight because it brings together all the mechanics they fleshed out over the series. You get to drive the Batcar around and smash through Gotham, fly over Gotham with your cape. It's just got everything in one game. So yeah, this is an absolute must, and it's only £3.19, so it's 80% off. And obviously they fixed it on PC now, so it runs really well. So yeah, a must buy. Mad Max is one of those games that even today never really seems to get its due credit. It's a fantastic game, especially the driving sections where you're flying through the desert, you're engaging in combat. It was very much, I felt, like a game inspired by the film. The on-foot sections are a bit vanilla, to be fair, but if you can put up with that, this game is definitely worth checking out, especially at the price. It's £2.49, 85% off. Check it out. When I was starting the YouTube channel, the first games I went to do a retro review for were Bioshock, the Bioshock series, and it's just one of my favourite series of all time. It's just definitely worth a look. If you've never played it, you're missing out. And yeah, on PC at the moment, both Bioshock, Bioshock 2 and Bioshock Infinite, and also the Burial at Sea DLC, which you absolutely must buy if you're going to play Bioshock. They're all down to a couple of quid each, so definitely pick these up. This next game is a relatively new game, so I wouldn't normally mention new games, but this one's already down to 50% off. That's $24.99, and that's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. There's an absolute ton of gameplay. The RPG mechanics are fantastic. It's just a really deep open world for you to just get lost in. So the amount of gameplay you get for that price is phenomenal, so definitely check it out. If you like platform games, this next game is just an absolute must-own, especially for a couple of quid. You get so much for your money. Moon Studios are currently one of my favourite studios at the moment. They're working on No Rest for the Wicked, but before they did that, they became quite famous for the Ori games. The platforming is absolutely razor sharp. The graphics look amazing, and you can see that painterly, organic style coming to life in front of you. Absolutely worth playing and a must-own. I would highly regard the next game as one of the best single-player FPS games of all time, and that is Dishonored. It really did set the bar very high when it came out. The aesthetic, the graphics, but also the way the game feels to play. It's very, very intuitive, the way the character moves. An absolute must own if you don't own it already. And it's £1.99, so you really can't go wrong. Prey is another amazing game from Arcane Studios, a different wing of the company, but it's the same quality you've got here. This throws you into a fantastic, intriguing world. There's lots going on, lots of mystery. The gameplay is fantastic, lots of good ideas, and there's lots of replay as well, as you can do different things. It's currently 80% off, and that's $4.99. This next game shouldn't need any introduction really. It's one of them games that I think most gamers will have heard of at some point, or maybe people who watch a lot of shows, they've probably heard of The Witcher. The Witcher 3 is an absolutely phenomenal game. It is massive. It is absolutely packed with adventures, with side quests, and once you get into it, you'll be lost for months if you want to be. An absolute steal at the price of £6.99 for the complete edition. That's 80% off. This next game is, by all accounts, my favourite game of all time, XCOM 2. Now, I do have a lot of love for the original XCOM games, but obviously modern games, they look better, they play better, and XCOM 2 brings the entire genre for me into a pinnacle. XCOM 2 also has a DLC, War of the Chosen, which I would highly recommend you pick up. It just adds a lot more meat to the bones of the game and makes it even more fun to play. It's currently 90% off, so both games have got a price tag of £3.49. So who doesn't love a vampire game, right? And in my opinion, we don't have enough really good vampire games. V-Rising sets to change that. It's a top-down action game. You've got skills, you've got magic, you've got weapons, there's loads of base building, and the way they've implemented the boss mechanics is fantastic. So as you make your way through the game, you can track down new bosses and take them on. This is also, if you want to rent a server, you can also play this with other people. So there really is no reason not to play it. This game is currently 55% off at £13.27. So one of the more expensive games on this list, but absolutely worth it. When I first started seeing screenshots of Hogwarts Legacy, I didn't quite believe it was going to be as good as it looked, and the gameplay would probably be very generic, kind of just like, whatever, but the game really surprised me, to be fair, and as a Harry Potter fan, I absolutely loved going into this world. You can go and walk around the castle, you can go around the grounds, and there's loads of lore. The Room of Requirement is a fantastic mechanic. I won't say any more to spoil it, but yeah, definitely worth a look. And the game is really, really cheap at the moment at £4.99 in this sale, so yeah, definitely worth picking up. NieR Automata is one of those games that really surprises you and makes you appreciate what can be done with gaming if people have a good imagination. You play as a very lifelike android, and there's plenty of shooting mechanics, but also the game takes you in different directions with some certain set pieces. I won't go into any more detail, but just to say the game has 26 endings and there's a lot here for your money, so definitely worth a look. This is currently 60% off at £11.99. What a journey Cyberpunk 2077 has been on. It came out broken on many systems and it wasn't great on PC either. I think we're finally there now. This game has been fixed, it's been added to, they've added loads of DLC, and then there's a full paid DLC as well to go with it. I can't recommend this game enough now. It's a very rich, deep world, loads of RPG mechanics, really good combat. You can just get lost in Night City, and it's definitely worth it. And it's currently in the sale at £17.49, and that's 65% off. So the next game on my list is called Disco Elysium. It's 90% off at £3.49. And it was actually my game of the year when it came out. And for good reason. This is like a detective noir type game. There's not much combat. It's all about choices and making like narrative decisions. The amount of characters you meet, it was just really a fantastic shot out of the dark. And it's a shame now that the developer has basically been dissolved. And well, the people who made the game have gone their separate ways. So I don't think we'll get a sequel, but this one is definitely worth picking up. Those who've been gaming for a while will know about nostalgia and how it affects your perception of games. You'll play a game 20 years ago and then you'll see it again now and it looks nothing like what you remember it, like games like Deus Ex that have not aged well. Anyway, the original Half-Life, I still love to play through it, but what the team who made Black Mesa did was they brought the game back to how I actually remember Half-Life in my nostalgic brain. Black Mesa is a complete remake of the original Half-Life, and it's definitely worth picking up. I mean, Half-Life is just a classic game that every PC gamer should play at some point. 75% off, £4.18. You must own this game. I've got hundreds and hundreds of hours in a game called Deep Rock Galactic. If you've never played it, it basically is a procedural mining simulation, but it's more fun than it sounds. So you play as these space dwarves, you go in with different classes, you drill into these levels, you find loot, and then you've got to get back out, and that's basically the premise for the game. They keep updating it, they keep bringing out a new DLC, So it's just so much content for your money, and it's currently on sale for 70% off at £7.49. Now, I know I am aware that I say this a lot, but the Metro series is one of my favourite games in the FPS single player genre. It's so fucking good that I could play it every year if I had time. The whole series got a remake or a Redux version a few years ago, and that really did chip away some of the rough edges that the game had and brought it to like a modern audience. The graphics got an overhaul, especially in the first game, and you can now pick up all the games for a really reduced price. The original games, so that's Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, are both £1.71. Just trust me, guys, if you love single player games with like really interesting game mechanics, this game has got bags and bags of atmosphere and is definitely worth playing. One of the games I reviewed on my old written site, but I fully intend on doing a video review for at some point, and I think it's now received a DLC as well, so definitely worth it, is a game called Pacific Drive. This is a single player game. You basically get transported into like it's not like an alternate reality, but you're like in a very strange world, and all the forces of physics are being broken around you. You find this dilapidated car, and it becomes like your shield, like your ride, and you've got to upgrade it and modify it. And yeah, I won't say any more, but this is definitely worth having a look at, and it's currently in the sale at $9.99. That's 60% off. And let's finish with a classic. So Portal and Portal 2 are both £1.70 in the Steam sale. If you've never played Portal, it's one of those classic games that I think everyone should play at some point. Very, very fun to go through. Some of the puzzles may find you stuck for a couple of minutes, maybe even an hour. Portal 2's definitely got more narrative involved with the whole process, and some of the lines in that game are absolutely hilarious. But yeah, this is a must play, so pick it up. I actually have a lot more games on my list. I've been going through Steam and picking through all the games I wanted to mention, but this video is already quite long, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. I will do another Steam sale review at some point. If you don't know, they're on every couple of months. You get like a summer one, Halloween, and so on. So yeah, you've always got access to cheap games on PC, but yeah, these are my games that I would pick up at the moment if you're just getting into PC gaming, or if you just want a few games to keep you over, January and February when it's quiet. And so there you go. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you found some interesting deals. I hope you enjoy the games that I've mentioned. And if you have any other games that you saw in the Steam sale and you thought you might want to mention to me, please fire them away in the comments. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. As always, a like is very much appreciated, and subscribing would be fantastic. We have now hit 100 subscribers, so yeah, my new goal is 1,000, and that's heading into the new year. But thanks to everybody who has supported me through the year, and I really appreciate you all, and have a great new year. Take care, guys. Bye bye.